We have a new season, and that means we have a new zero build meta as well. I haven't really done that much videos on zero build, however I have some tips that I'd like to share that'll help you get better at zero builds, whether that be in solos or duo. There is a lot more zero build cups this season, and I'm pretty excited for them. Remember guys, the code for my new Zone Wars map is going to be in the description, so make sure you check it out and let's go. If we're talking about fighting in general, then you need to understand the value of a good peek. It is important in builds, but equally as important in zero build. Your crosshair is automatically positioned just to the right of the player, and therefore you should always be on the left side of a wall or an object, so you can do a right hand peek. In some scenarios the player won't even be able to see you if you're on a right hand peek, and this is how you're going to get the kill. Especially in solos where you have the risk of getting third partied, right hand peeks are the way to win fights, and the way to survive third parties as well, because you're going to end up on a lot better health if you actually do a right hand peek as opposed to not. I didn't used to know about right hand peeks, and one of the main mistakes I used to make was going upstairs when I knew someone was there. By going upstairs, they all go to the left, so you're ending up on the left hand peek every single time. I used to die so often to this, and if you know someone's at the top of a staircase, you should never run up it. Downwards is the way to go. You have a right hand peek from downwards, as all Fortnite staircases are built the same way. Just a little tip I like to remember, especially with fighting indoors. If you want to be good at zero builds, you have to train your aim pretty much every day, as your aim is your product. You are doing it aiming. There is no building involved. One of my favourite tips in a gunfight where you're 50-50ing the player, it's a 50-50 scenario, you're both shooting each other, there's no cover involved. I suggest you practice crouching at the same time as shooting. This is going to make it so much harder for them to hit you, and not a lot of people do this. Spam crouching means that they're a lot less likely to hit those headshots that they need to hit, making you more likely to win the fight. If you're finding these useful so far and want to know a little bit more, make sure you use code JKC in the Fortnite item shop when buying the Battle Pass this season. It's going to help me out immensely, and I appreciate every single one of you that does it. We're aiming for 100 supporters this month, and I'm going to release a new creative map, so make sure you pop it in and let's carry on. Winning fights on zero build can be really simple. It's all about who gets the starting damage. If you start the fight with 100 damage, then you're far more likely to win the fight, and therefore that is what you should try to do. Keep awareness the entire game, especially in running out in the open, not just in buildings. This new OG Fortnite map is very open, and if you let yourself get caught off guard in a field and have the first 100 damage taken from you, you're pretty much dead. Have that awareness, and if possible, try to have yourself be giving the starting damage in a fight. It is a lot harder to come back after a health advantage or disadvantage in zero builds, so you should definitely be considering that as a factor. A lot of people are dying these fights through lack of good choices in their shotguns. You should always be carrying a tactical shotgun in solos, as it just fires so much faster, and it's always going to outfire a pump in zero builds. In duos, one of you can carry a pump and one of you can carry attack if you want, or you can both carry tactical shotgun. Trust me guys, when I was playing this zero build cup the other day, tacs were on top. There were multiple fights that I would have lost if I had a pump, but I had a tac, so I ended up winning them. In terms of duos, you always want to be right next to your teammate. It doesn't matter where you are, you should be like a unit, joined to the hip. That means if a solo comes across you, you can always kill them first, because you have two players and they have one. It's just simple maths. And you will not get 2v1'd if you're both together, which it could happen if you're apart. If one of you died and then the other one that came along and died also, that's a lot easier for the opponent, but if you both come along together, it's going to be impossible for them. If you want to see the full highlights from the zero build cup, watch this video right here, as it's going to show you everything you need to know. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, the code to my Zone Wars map is in the description.